Hello and welcome. This is Mindful Manifesting, show number 28, Conscious Creation, Knowing What You Want. Thank you for joining us. This is Ariana Rollins. What would change for you if you were able to create anything that you desired, any experience, any physical object that you want, friends, people around you, a job? Well, listen to this show to learn more about how you can do that, and most importantly, that you're already doing it. As we get started, here's a little bit about the School of Self-Revolution. It's really pretty simple. We follow a three-step plan. Accept yourself, love yourself, and become the creator. A little bit about the curriculum we use. It teaches you how to make a bridge between your desires, where you want to go, the outcome you want to experience, and where you currently are. So you're learning how to manifest them into physical reality. The core of it came from an MIT engineer graduate who built a working model human brain. He was a successful entrepreneur. He studied psychology and he studied engineering at MIT. And what he was most interested in is that when people were implementing systems that were designed by engineers, they were pretty successful until humans got involved. He wondered about that. What was causing the breakdown? And he used his psychology and engineering to get inside what motivates humans and, most importantly, what blocks humans from taking action on things that would be fulfilling for them, healthy for them. Then, after a near-death experience, he met his spiritual self. Immediately, his priorities changed in life. He went from being a pretty hardcore businessman to meditating 2 hours daily. And in his meditations, he was shown a way to harmonize all parts of the brain so that instead of people experiencing self-sabotage, they stayed on track to achieve their personal and professional goals. So the school teaches you how to use this psycho-spiritual technology to retrain your brain so you're able to follow through on your intentions, connect with more peace, feel more peace, even if the world outside is crazy and in chaos. You learn by being in this peaceful presence in yourself, your relationships improve and you feel more confident, more empowered, more sure of yourself and your decisions. So while we're waiting for others to join us, please get a pencil or pen and get ready for the interactive part of the call. So we're looking at this concept of conscious creation. You may have already heard this term before, and you may already know that as far as your unconscious mind sees it, you're creating all the time. Now, think of it like this. You're a very skilled, very intelligent CEO, Chief Executive Officer of a very powerful corporation. You have a lot of employees, you have a lot of managers, you have a lot of clout, you have a lot of resources. And all you have to do is say what you want to happen and by when. And the employees, the managers, spend the resources and utilize everything that they have to their advantage for your request, to fulfill your request. It's really very much like that. You are the designer. Your conscious mind is the designer, your wishes and desires, and then your unconscious mind is the creator. So think about the term conscious creation. Well, if we are conscious of what it is that we want, our desire, and we have access to the creative capacity of the unconscious mind, in that you are experiencing conscious creation. You design it, you choose what you want, and you get the help in implementing it from your unconscious mind. That's the way it's supposed to go. But it often doesn't go that way, does it? Why? What's going on? Well, whether we would like to accept it or not, we are creating every moment of every day. From the moment we wake up and open our eyes and we embrace the brand new day, we hear the birds tweeting, we see the sunlight streaming in the window. That day is for us to create the experiences that we want to experience. But usually we have to go to work, don't we? We can't just take the day off and do whatever we want. And so we go into automatic mode. We get up, maybe do a little exercise, take a shower, make a cup of coffee, get dressed, get in the car, drive to work, come home, have some dinner, maybe watch a movie, go to sleep, and you do it all over again. Okay? Where is the conscious creation in that? There's not much, is there? And you could say, yeah, but I got to go to work. I got to make a living. I don't have time to sit there and do conscious creation. You don't? Well, if anything's going to change, you might want to learn how to do that from a place of you deciding, you knowing what you want, and not just handing over to repetitive, unconscious creation. Because then we'll just do the same thing that we've done yesterday, the last month, the last year, and nothing really changes. So think of it like this. You might like to write this down, actually. It's 3 steps. You choose, you declare it, and you commit. 3 steps, okay? So choosing what you'd like to experience or what you would like to manifest in this life, that can be easy. We can probably quite easily come up with 1 page, 2 pages, 3 pages of the things we'd like to change, the things we'd like to experience, the things we'd like to physically have in our life. But then it stops there for most people, doesn't it? Why? Why does it stop there? Well, most people lack a system. I don't know about you, but I work well with a system. If I know that I'd have to do this first, that second, that third, that fourth, usually I'll follow the track and I will do it. But if I don't know how to do it, if it's just an idea, it's amorphous, it's nebulous, then it just stays there in this hazy wave. But what we're talking about with conscious creation and knowing what you want is to bring it from this hazy wave into physical, dense reality. So you can bank it in your bank, put it in your bank. You can share it with loved ones. You can celebrate it, do a little jig when you accomplish something that you have literally co-created and brought into physical reality. So again, it's choose, declare it, and commit. At the end of this show, I'm going to invite you to actually a free program, completely free if you don't already know about it. I'll put a link in the replay page on the blog on School of Self-Revolution. So let's talk a little more about what you have access to. What is inside your unconscious mind that you literally have not been taught how to tap into? So if you see this treasure chest, it's interesting because right on my desk here, I've got like a little treasure chest myself. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, there's some beautiful little gems in it. And it reminds me of not only the beauty of the earth and the abundance of the earth, these gems and the value of them, but also it's a reminder that I have that inside of me. Everything that I've ever experienced, everything you've ever experienced, everything you've ever saw, whether it's a billboard headline or it's a movie or a book you've read or a course that you've taken, a program that you went to, a live event, everything you've ever experienced, witnessed, participated in is guess what? It's inside your unconscious mind. And I like to think of the unconscious mind as your body. And as you drop deeply into your body, away from your head and just thinking things, and you start to ask the body for what you'd like help in manifesting, and you take command of the body, that's when life changes, doesn't it? So we have this vast, beautiful resource of gems and wisdom and guidance and experience and knowledge, but we don't know how to tap into it. We are trained out of it when we're trained in School, we're told sit in the seat, read this book, regurgitate what's in this book or what the teacher is telling you, and then put it on this test right here. Write it down. And if you regurgitate well, you'll get an A. Is that learning? I don't know. Maybe it'll be useful one day. In my experience, it's filling the filing cabinet. And that filing cabinet may have no relevance to what you want right now, but it's in there. So how can you know what you want? How can you know what you want? As I said at the beginning, a lot of us could write down pages of all our wishes and dreams and desires, but it's taking that hazy wave, that kind of wish, and bringing it into physical reality that's most important and most interesting to do. Let's talk about how to do that. First thing is it's so important for you to select one wish, one desire, one outcome that you want. Only one. And maintaining focus on that. So literally putting blinders so you're not getting distracted like a horse going through a busy city. You put the blinders on and you say, only this and nothing else right now. Thank you very much. Only this and nothing else right now. Thank you very much, unconscious. How can you do that? In the Conscious Creation course, which I'm going to give you a link at the bottom of the replay page on the School of Self-Revolution, you start out with creating a wish list, getting out all of your desires, getting out everything, all your short-term intentions like about 30 days or so. Just keep writing and writing and writing until you're done. And then you'll select one. You're choosing out of that huge list, select one, and you'll declare it. What do I mean by declare it? You speak it from the power of your conviction, the power of your words, the spoken word, and you declare it. That above everything else is what you want to experience. Once you declare it, you then tap into the vast resources in your unconscious mind, in your body here, and you say, what have I done that's been similar? So say it's something simple like, I don't know, maybe selling some belongings that you don't need anymore. And you'd like to clear them out and you'd like to have some liquid cash, for example, if you want to buy something else. Okay. Maybe you've had a garage sale before. Maybe you've sold something online. And so you have a memory of that. What's that mean to you? It means your unconscious, your body knows how to do that for you because you've done it before with its help. Remember, your conscious mind is the designer, the decider, which is about it's responsible for about 5% of what you get done in a day, 5% of your productivity. Your unconscious mind, your body, is responsible for 95% of the doing. So by tapping into all the doings it's helped you with in the past, all of your past experiences that are somewhat similar, then you're going to have access to that reservoir of can-do power. And then you select one. You select one of those memories of maybe it was selling something online. Maybe you'd like to do more of that. And you write down on a piece of paper everything you can recall about that event. Maybe what you sold, when was it, what was going on in your life. How were you feeling about your life? Were you fulfilled? Were you happy? Were you despondent? Was it really hard to sell that item? Did you have to push and force and learn a lot of things to be able to sell that item? Is there inherent negativity in that success? It's very important to recognize that. So I want you to write down everything that you've got in that memory about that past success of you selling something online. Then as you reflect on it, I want you to read through it and identify any hidden negativity. Remember, it was a success. You sold it. But if there was forcing and pressure and difficulty and struggle at all, that's negativity. You're going to want to remove it. So you'll take a red line and you're going to draw through that piece of paper. Okay, draw through everything on there that you don't want to experience again. Because remember, we're about to go to the commit phase. Remember, choose, declare, commit. We're going to the commit phase, which means we are asking our unconscious mind to help us manifest it. We're committing to this intention, committing to manifesting this wish, taking it out of a hazy, kind of that'd be a good idea. Yeah, I might like that. I might like that. No, no, no. We are committing now and manifesting into physical reality. So now you've taken that piece of paper, you've scratched out everything you don't want, and I'd like you to rate it on a 1 to 10 scale. 10 being very fulfilling. You'd really like to experience that again. 1, not at all. Obviously, it's not going to be a 1. And then add whatever changes you'd like to make to that intention. Maybe you'd like to change what you were selling. You can do that. Maybe you'd like to change, maybe it's not selling online. Maybe it's in your garage, okay? Maybe it is, I don't know, anything, selling anything. Maybe it's walking door to door. Some people still do that, okay? Put whatever changes you want in there and the amount of money you'd like to make from it. And then you commit. And again, in the Conscious Creation, the 21-day course, you'll learn how to take these very 3 vital steps. Okay, you know this now. Will you take action on it? I sure hope you do. And you're going to get a lot of support in the free program because I'll be sending you emails every couple of days to encourage you to take the next step and take the next step. Let's address now a big problem. What do I mean? Staying focused. Remember that big list we just wrote out? We had 2 or 3 pages of wishes and desires. Well, today you're committed to this selling something online. Tomorrow you wake up, you get on the computer, right? You open an email and somebody says, this program, learn how to do videos. That's what sells. And when you create great videos, you're going to make so much money. And now you've gone from selling that thing that you wanted to sell to now learning how to create videos. Because part of you says, well, it'll help me better at selling. But will it? How do you know? Okay. So staying focused is a skill that needs to be developed. We're not trained that. I mean, probably the majority of society is what doctors might diagnose as attention deficit disorder. Sadly, we're trained into that. Look at how you're watching a television program and you get interrupted with a commercial. And the commercials used to be longer. Now they're shorter because our attention span, and we get distracted. And then now you're back to the program. So you've been intensely involved in this program, and then now there's a commercial, and now you're back into the program. Now there's another commercial in a program. We're trained by that. The phone rings, you pick it up. A text message comes in, and you get ding, you pick your phone up. You want to read it. So staying focused is very difficult in this day and age. Wouldn't you agree? Staying focused, especially with your conscious mind, is near nigh impossible. Because remember, your unconscious is registering everything. Everything that's on your desk, all the sounds going on outside, all the things that you need to get done after you're working, the shopping you have to do, the bills you have to pay, the conversation you just had with a loved one last night. Maybe even it's thinking about your vacation or what you'd like to accomplish. Like a ping pong ball, it's all over the place. Boom, 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 boom. So how do you get to this stay focused? Put these blinders on, say this and nothing else, this and nothing else. You choose, you declare, you commit. And using in the conscious creation, the 21 days, the commitment phase is breathing life into your wish and declaring it by memorizing it, using the simple strategy of memorization, which we all learned in school when you had to memorize lines for a school play, or you had to memorize a poem and say it to the rest of the class. So you're using memorization to tap into the habit part of your unconscious mind. Because once you've done something many, many times, you don't have to think about it anymore. Like driving a car, like washing dishes, like making a cup of coffee, like working your computer, like working your phone. You know how to do it. It's automated. So we borrow that automated, habitual way of being, habit, then we're tapping into the unconscious mind saying, help us do this. This is what we'd like to do. So you learn how to do that in the 21 Days to Conscious Creation as well. So staying focused on what is your highest priority. We're going to address that and then we're going to wrap up. How do you know what would bring you most meaning? What would fulfill you the most? How do you know? Is it the things that are most urgent and pressing today? The phone call that's saying you have to get this done, or the person knocking on the door, or the worry about money, or the worry about your relationship that it seems like communication's breaking down and you just don't know how to reach your partner. What is most important? How do you know? Well, doing a simple exercise, I'd like you to take your paper out and write down top of mind, what are the things that you'd like to resolve right now? What are the things you'd like to accomplish or experience? I'll give you about a minute or so to start writing, and I'll be quiet. Okay, you can extend it if you're listening to the replay. Now, I'd like you to rate each one of those on a 1 to 10 priority scale. Now, thinking about it in this way, what would bring you greatest fulfillment, the greatest stress reduction, and inner peace? Looking at those. And select the one that's number one, that would bring all three. Greatest fulfillment, greatest stress reduction, and greatest sense of peace. Like there's a calmness. I know you know the feeling. When you've got something done that's been plaguing you and you do it and you step back and you go, wow. You might even feel yourself relaxing and taking a big exhale. That feels really good. That peacefulness is important because you want that harmony between your conscious mind and your unconscious. Your body registers peacefulness, doesn't it? You know that feeling after a deep massage, or maybe after a really wonderful moment with a loved one. You know that sense of peacefulness. You're deeply relaxed. That's what's often missing when we're setting intentions and goals that we want to work on. We're not checking. Is it creating peacefulness? So now that you know how to do that, please make sure before you start to set an intention or a goal, check on that. Okay, we're going to wrap up for right now. And as we do, I'd like to remind you that you have everything inside of you. I don't bring anything new to you. What I do is give you tools that you can apply to any situation that's not ideal to make it more enhancing, essentially to unleash this power within you. And you know we can't control what happens to us. But this I know and I'm certain of is that we can control the meaning we give it, the meaning to what happens to us. And when you control the inner story, which means what you're feeding your unconscious mind, because we're saying, hold this is what just happened, this is the story I want you to remember about it. That inner story, if it's self-defeating, if it's coming from victim awareness and consciousness, that's not going to enhance your ability to get the next project done, is it? So when you control the inner story, you tell yourself as you go through your life, you are the master of your world, your inner world. Right? I invite you to take time for yourself this month and learn some of these strategies that will enable you to become a more effective director and boss and guide of your unconscious mind by watching and observing your mental state and your emotional state, so you decide how your life will be. You decide the outcome you want. You decide what you want to manifest today, and not by default, which the unconscious mind will do, because you got to do something when you wake up first thing in the morning. So instead, how about you choose, you decide, you commit. Pretty simple. All right, let me know how I can help. Sending you off with the most love and the biggest hug that I could muster. Thank you for sharing this time with me. I appreciate you.